So, hello everyone. Kaushik, Prashant, Tehniyat, let's begin this session. Yeah, perfect. So, my name is Akshat, and I am a second year student, a final year student at Kautilya School of Public Policy right now. And Tehniyat, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, and I'm Tehniyat. I'm a first year student here. And I am delighted to welcome you all to this AMA session.
Yeah, so the purpose of this call is this is an AMA session, Ask Me Anything session, and we have two of our alumni here, Kaushik and Prashant, the two from the very first batch of Kautilya School of Public Policy. Kaushik and Prashant, would you guys like to take a moment to introduce yourselves as well?
Yeah. Should I go first?
Yeah, Kaushik can go
Yeah,
first.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Kaushik. I began my journey as an engineer, but after a couple of years, I realized I was more curious about finding purpose than bricks. So that led me to pursue my master's in public policy course. Post my master's, I had chance to work with government of Telangana on the urban management department for a year. Then recently, I joined a company called Enveritas, where I'm serving as an associate. Basically, we do uh, improve incomes of coffee farmers. Uh, yeah, from building plans to policy papers to now coffee beans. My path is all about uh, doing something that interests me and give me satisfaction. Looking forward to the engaging session. To you, Prashant.
Incredible.
thank you,
Prashant?
Kaushik. I think I just reminded my first year when Kaushik was sitting there with the mask and saying, "Ki, hi, I'm Kaushik from Andhra." Thank you. So, hi guys, I'm Prashant Rathod. I'm from Maharashtra. So, originally I was a journalist, worked as an independent journalist with different organizations in fellowship and some other publications also. But after that, as soon as I realized that sharing stories is not enough, if I want to make a change, then I should be in the power, and power comes with the policy. Then public policy became my academic agenda, and I went to KSPP. Those 2 years literally was fantastic. In this session, we will throw some light on that. And after that, I worked as an independent consultant for Honorable ex-CM of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde. So there I was working on different schemes and programs where we introduced Shashan Apne, there is a program, this kind of thing. And after that, as soon again I realized that key, okay, I had this kind of experience, but I need a corporate one experience little bit. Then I went to Grant Thornton LLP, where I was working as an assistant manager in Meghalaya, where we were working on state vision. And then again, due to some health reason, I came to Maharashtra, worked with the MIDC investors and all. And then I got an opportunity to work with Honorable current CM Devendra Ji Fadnavis as a consultant. So for last 6-7 months, I have been working with them, working on different schemes like Ladki Bahin and all. So this is my
Thank you, Prashant and Kaushik, for your introductions. And yeah, so we'll be taking the AMA session ahead from here. And we have also, depending on the responses that we got from people, we have divided the questions into various themes. The themes will go like, let's say, academics and learning is one theme, then networking and opportunities, then life at Kautilya. How was your life at Kautilya? Then life before and after Kautilya. What are the changes that you saw in your lives after you passed out, graduated from Kautilya? Then some advices for current and prospective students that might join KSPP in the future. So, Tahniyat, would you like to take the first theme ahead, which would be academics and learning?
Yeah, so it's an absolute honor to have our esteemed seniors with us today. So I have a question for Kaushik. So it's on the line of academics. So what were your favorite courses at Kautilya and why those were the favorite courses? And how did Kautilya's academic structure prepare you for your current role? And what are specific skills like communication, data analysis, or the policy evaluation did you find most valuable from the program?
Okay, I'll take the second question first. So the academic the academic structure was highly interdisciplinary, combining courses like economics, sustainability, technology, law, and more. Uh, this diversity helped me approach problems from multiple angles, a skill that has been invaluable in my previous work and the current work. For example, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say courses on policy evaluation taught me how to assess the impact of programs systematically, while the course those on behavioral economics helped me understand how human behavior influences policy outcomes. So there are microeconomics, macroeconomics, like lots of courses. I can't I can't name all of them now, but if you ask me about any specific skills that I find most valuable, I'll say data analysis for sure. I feel the road to impact is paved with data. So, understanding and interpreting data is central to evidence based policy making. The program, especially the courses like uh, uh, we have learned R and Python. There is a skill shop on uh, Tableau also. I don't know whether it is there right now or not, but yeah, these are like practical skills which you can use for data analysis. So these courses enable me, give me the skills to analyze large data sets and translate insights into actionable recommendations that we can practically implement in the policy writing. Uh, so that's the one of the key skill that I learned from from the curriculum. And the second one I would say is communication. Uh, in my previous job at Government of Telangana, I was asked to write like one page policy memos, or like a crisp one page concise notes on like various topics of different policies, national level, state level, to the senior IAS officers in very short time. So I, I feel I was succeeded in that role, at least, because so if not for Kautilya's rigor, I wouldn't have succeeded in that. There are like numerous presentations and then a lot of assignments. Prashant, I can also pitch in. So in our first trimester, I still remember like we did like 18 hours a day, just like a marathon since morning to evening. We have like classes, and then we have our pre-works for next day, and then post class work for today. So many assignments we did. That's the rigor that enabled me to do this kind of uh, enable me to succeed in my role at my workplace. So during my 2 years, I gave numerous presentations. Again, that helped me a lot with making persuasive presentations to the senior IAS officers. So it's with government officers that you have to your presentation has to be in a persuasive way, so that the thing, if you want to get the things done, you have to be tell in a such a way that they should think that, oh, this is the right thing that we have to do. You have to package the presentation in such a way. So I think that's also one thing I learned, basically to tailor my communication to different audiences, be it technical stakeholders, policymakers, or maybe to public. So overall, the program's blend of theoretical rigor and practical skill building prepared me to approach complex policy challenges with confidence and focusing on creating a meaningful impact. And coming to the first question, it's favorite subject. Okay, so there are like lot, I would say. If you want me to say one or two, I would say one of my favorite course is a course titled Economic Freedom, Financial Inclusion, and Digital Banking, which was taught by Dr. Srinivas Mandra, who's a renowned regulatory affairs and policy professional. It stood out to me because the course is designed in such a way it combines cutting edge technology advancements with intricate dynamics of policy and regulation. So it's the course explored how technology is disrupting traditional banking, from the rise of digital payments like UPI and WeChat Pay in China to the revolutionary potential of digital currencies and blockchain. From a perspective of engineer who doesn't have any technical or financial background, this course is like a masterclass which gave me the insights uh, into the financial and how and the technical aspects, which 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 can be very tricky if it is not regulated well. So yeah, this is one of my favorite course. We had discussions on topics like central banks, digital currencies, big data risks, etc. So this is uh, this is one subject I can recall. There are like plenty, and I think I will take a pause here and hand it over back to you guys.
Yeah, rightly said. The course is interdisciplinary. We have a lot to learn, and it's
Yeah.
like we are covering multiple disciplines at the same time. Rightly said, so Kaushik. So Akshay, you can have another question.
Yeah. And even the data visualizations and importance of data analysis, we've also learned that in our previous trimester. We had a skill shop which was taught by KPMG on data visualization.
Oh.
And yeah, now let's move on to the next theme, which would be networking and opportunities for Kautilya. And I think this is one of the most important area where people ask questions, that what are the opportunities, be it placements, internships, and networking opportunities. When it comes to Kautilya, the network that we have here is very prestigious. And I would like to ask this question to Prashant, that how did Kautilya help you in building your professional network during and even after the program? And what role did the mentorship program that we have here and the guest lectures that we have here every week? Somebody's walking in, somebody from various positions, and the interactions with visiting faculties. So, what role did those play for you and your peers as well from your batch, Prashant?
So thank you, Akshit. I'll say in terms of networking, what we think about networking, like I say that the core of networking is starts from like Homo sapiens that time. We became human because of the networking only, because you share knowledge, you share stories and everything, and that gives you a hope, a kind of opportunity to develop yourself, right? So the same thing happened with me in the Kautilya. If you see, like before Kautilya, I was just a student or a professional who were working in the tribal areas, sometime in urban areas, writing stories and just doing fellowships and all. But I didn't have a purpose at that time. I realized that if I want to do something really well, then I need those kind of people who works really at the high level, who can help me to shape the policies and all. I think that opportunity I got in Kautilya. In terms of mentorship, I'll say my mentor was Mr. Pratik Kanwal, the co-founder of Kautilya. And you guys very well know how he good is in terms of networking there. So that was the specific reason I chose him as my mentor. So the most important thing, what I was saying, that how it shaped me. So when I say that networking, networking is not limited to only the courses or the faculties you see there or the guest lecturers. Obviously, you get there so many people across from the world. Sometimes you get someone from the World Bank, someone get from the tribal area also. So that kind of vast opportunities you get there to build network. But more than that, what I found, the students, the batchmate, that was the, I think, the bestest thing we got there, because during the COVID everything was shut. We were the only like family, so 24 by 7 there was only communication, because after 2 years we got company and everything. So we were just sharing the stories, we were just sharing the, okay, I have done this, what do you think about today's class and all. And then I thought, yeah, here I'm getting some kind of people, some kind of different ideologies and all. Even in the class we were sharing thoughts, and so I think that is the most important thing, that you have the best person for you whom you can match and build yourself. For example, in our class, let's say Kaushik is there right now. uh, let's say today if I don't want to work in my domain, but I know that Kaushik is there, and at that time we had so like plenty of discussions on different things. I can say that Kaushik, I have an idea on coffee and everything, so we can build from that. It happened because of that only, because we shared, like we were committed to that kind of thing कि चलो एक बात करते हैं कि कौशिक भाई मेरे पास ये आइडिया है, मुझे इस पर काम करना है। देन कौशिक विल गिव मी सम टाइम कि अच्छा नो प्रश्न भाई, यू शुड आस्क दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन इन द क्लास, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, प्रोफेसर विल गिव यू द आंसर। बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी वर डिस्कसिंग सो मेनी थिंग्स। देन अगेन जब जब कभी भी डीन के साथ हमारी मीटिंग होती थी, देन एट दैट टाइम आल्सो वी वर used to ask sir, no, I need this person or that person, I need this subject, that subject. So networking, when I say, it means we were literally searching each and every moment कि okay ठीक है, इसमें कुछ मिल सकता है क्या, इसमें कुछ मिल सकता है क्या? And for 2 years we did that, and then I can say कि okay, before Kautilya, after Kautilya, today I can say कि after, even when we were like trying for placements and all, I had two opportunities, one in Bihar and one was in MP. But still I decided, I took a risk. No, I said I want to work in Maharashtra. Some of my networks from Kautilya also, they helped me, and I came into the Maharashtra at the high level where I can't even imagine. A normal student can take 10 years to reach there, but I got just those 2 years to reach there. So that kind of difference I can see in myself. So that was the best thing. Even though current students, if they are listening, I'll say it's good to give time on assignments and all. But guys, human being is the most important thing, and you have that there. So invest your time in them first. Yeah. Thank you, Akshay.
Yeah, Prashant, I can completely agree on the. It's a great place to learn, and considering the diversity of our cohorts and people coming from different parts of the country with their various experiences, a great place to learn and great people to learn from as well, apart from the network, the faculties that we have here. Another question would be, and I see a lot of questions regarding this, that what specific opportunities for internships and placements stood out during your time at Quarterly, considering you were the first batch? What were specific opportunities? Because people tend to think that what kind of opportunities that they can get from here after doing an MPP, which is not, you know, which is not like a basic course like MBA, where career courses and career paths are defined before you enter the course. Yeah. So if any of you could take.
You gonna try first?
Yeah,
Go
sure, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'll go. So, in terms of internship and placement, guys, I'll say, so the standard procedure is like you first identify your interest area and all, then you make a list, and then you give to the placement office, and they will find the match for your interest and all, and then you can apply. So this is the standard of procedure, which is right now I think is that. So, but more than that, what I can say, even at our time, it was a COVID time actually. So newly मतलब मार्केट फिर से स्टार्ट हो रहा था, सो वी वर इवन सोच रहे थे कि किस तरह की इंटर्नशिप हमें मिल सकती है या फिर प्लेसमेंट्स किस तरह की हो सकती है, बिकॉज आफ्टर 2.5 years things were completely different. So mostly students from our batch wanted to do with internships with the government, because that was our first time where we really can get the opportunity to work with the government. So mostly students governments में गए. There were some students who wanted to do in the consultancy firms and private limited, so they went there. I wanted to do something independent, so I found an organization, I draft a project and work with them for 2 months. So this kind of thing was there. The most important thing that I'll say, when you're coming to Kautilya, first ask yourself why you want to come to Kautilya. Forget about Kautilya, why you want to do public policy. If you don't have that kind of clarity that why you want to do public policy, and you are just writing that answer just to clear the entrance, then after 6 months, everyone will have the questions कि अरे क्यों आ गया मैं यहाँ पे, because I was thinking something else and I got something else here. Once you will understand why you want to do public policy, then the question comes to what do you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have time, then you have the your cohort, then you have experts there, then you have guest lecturers there. Spend time with them, have a conversation, ask them, keep, okay, I love this, I want to do this, but I don't know, I'm not sure. So they'll give you the little bit understanding of that. Okay, no, if you want to do something in ESG, then this kind of work goes there. This kind of work-life balance is here. And then they'll show you, okay, this kind of opportunities are available here. And same, it applies with the network also. You guys have some students who have a work experience, right? So
Yeah.
you can discuss with them these kind of things. I think that's the thing to identify yourself, that what do you want to do, right? And in terms of procedure, as I told you, the same procedure we also had. Just identify yourself, what do you want to do, list, and send it to the placement office. Kaushik?
Yeah, makes sense.
No, I think Prashant covered it really well.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant. And it was insightful, as currently our placement season is going on, and we are in that path of discovering ourselves, and we're currently imagining our places in the sectors that we want to work in as final year students. So now let's move to some specific parts about the life at Kautilya. And yeah, the questions are open to any of you who would want to answer. So one question would be, what was your daily routine like as a student at Kautilya? Because you've briefly spoken about how the rigor worked 18 hours a day in first trimester. And if you could get into more specific, how did you find the rigor worth it? And the the facilities that we get here, the easiness in life, I would say the quality of life that we get here, how is that contributing to the results that you get? Any of you can take this one.
Kaushik will take this one, is because आपने TA शिप की है, Kaushik, please.
Yeah, I did. So, yeah, so I think as I said, we start the day at like morning 8:30, the classes, then till 4:30. Then after that, we usually have the pre-work for the next class. We'll have a class pre-readings for the next class. We do that, and then there will be post-class readings also, which we will be doing that also. So if you ask me whether it is worth it, it's totally worth it, as I said earlier. So that's how you don't know when you're doing it. So you will be in a system. You will go there every day, start listening to the classes, attending classes, and then do the work, do the assignments. There are like plenty of assignments you do, but
Mhm.
the assignments are designed in such a way that you don't understand. You're gaining the skills innately. You don't realize it. I haven't realized it. I'll give you an example to this. So after first year, we have to do the internship, which is mandatory. And during my time, I was given the option to work with government of the. I mean, there are like multiple options. Whoever is interested in what, they can choose that. And I was back then. I wanted to do internship in political consulting. So I applied to one of the political consultancy. I went there. I gave the interview. So I joined. There are like people from other colleges also. We are all so it's like summertime, all the colleges interns will come. So we are all in a
Mhm.
newly joined interns. Suddenly our team lead came and gave the assignment, like, you give me in a by the end of the day, you write me a 2-page note on like the brief history of this particular policy or something. Some policy he gave. We have to give a brief by EOD. You can't believe this. I mean, like, I did it in like 1 hour. And then all the other college interns were like asking me like, how did you? I also don't know, because I was writing so many assignments in the first year, like every course and like 3-4 assignments and like lots of policy analysis, lots of this. So it just came naturally. So I would suggest the rigor is totally worth it. And you can't complain about like being oh, okay, if till 5 o'clock we are in the college again. After coming from college, you have to do assignments and then you do the pre-readings and all. If once you get into that, you will get the skills, and then it'll be like, it'll really help you with your career. That's to the point of the first and the second part of like facilities. I don't think we should talk about facilities. Everybody will. I mean, like they speak for themselves. Like when I first came here, I was in awe. I mean, we are all like, "What is this? Is this like is this real though? Is it in a we thought it was in like some foreign university. They're like stellar classrooms. We have like mics, we have like cameras. We have a media room, I think, which is no less than a TV, any news media channel. It's like
Certainly.
we did lot of you will see all those videos on our podcast channel, Kautilya podcast channel, run by the students. We do a lot of videos. uh, Prashant Bhai can speak. He did lot of interviews in that room. He himself was coming from a journalist background. He will know more about the importance of having that kind of a facilities in a college. Prashant, you want to touch upon the media room?
Yeah, but media room obviously it was great only. Like still I feel कि मैंने क्यों छोड़ दिया कौटिल्य like after that. So the thing is कि I completely agree with you, Kaushik, in terms of infra also and the life in Kautilya, because as Kaushik said कि you have been like you work there 18 hours, so many assignments, class presentations, group assignments, then you fight with someone, so many things happens there, right? So this is the life, guys. Once you will be in the market, no one will give you time to solve their work, right? Here, if you are getting assignment, it means you have to do at any cost before before the deadline and everything. Then only you are sustainable in the market. I think Kautilya was that kind of thing for us. I got prepared there only for market, because when I came to the market, I saw some other students or the other new joinees with experience also. They were frustrated because you are getting call in the morning at 6 only with the clients and all. Again, you have to go to the office. Again, you are getting so many meetings and work pressure like hell. And again, you come back to home, so many calls, fights, and everything. Right? The same thing happens in Kautilya. You don't have time to think about anything. You just follow your passion. You just think about ki ye assignment to one year. I need to complete it at any cost. Then you sit in the class is going on, you are writing your assignment, so this kind of thing happens there. So you become a multi-talented person there actually. At the same time, you handle so many tasks. So I think that thing I got there. In terms of reading, Kaushik, we can't deny that. So the first month everyone was crying ki ye kya de diya main. Everyone was saying "Ye- we can't read so many pages at the like in just 4 hours 5 hours, right?" So that was the thing. But today we realized that it was really really helpful, because we got that habit to read 100 pages in a day. And today when we sit in front of the client, we just get 5 minutes to understand. So in that 5 minutes we just try to understand everything about them. And so this thing will happen with everyone once you guys will be in the market. And I think that critical thinking, that preciseness, everything comes with that kind of schedule. So I think that
Certainly. Yeah.
in terms of media, so I'll say you, it's a heaven, guys. You guys should sit in the media room. You guys should do so many experiments there. Just have clubs are there. I think we had a Janmanch club, right? So
Yeah.
we used to mock parliaments and all. We had a podcast club. We used to do podcast and all. Wasim is there. Wasim was there. I think Theresh, everyone, most of the student did podcast, and the opportunity to do with the industry expert. I think that was the most important thing for us, because it wasn't a normal podcast. If a TV news channel want to do a podcast, they won't get that kind of infra also, and the experts also. So that you are getting free of cost there. I mean, 24/7 open for you in that sense. So
Yes, Prashant.
yeah,
Yeah, most certainly. And the podcast club and the Janmanch, I would say that, yeah, we are carrying this
All
forward at
these are still
Kautilya.
active, right, Akshay? All
Yeah,
these
yeah,
clubs are still active.
yeah.
We are part of
And
the club.
Climate Club, Safarnama.
Yeah,
yes,
Safarnama is
yes,
still
yes.
there.
Yeah, we're
Nice.
taking that forward. And even for podcast, yeah, it's a great experience. And we are expecting Dr. Raghuram Rajan and a few days here, and probably we'll do a podcast with him as well. So it's great opportunities come through that one room of podcast and media room. Yeah. So while we have discussed the life at Kautilya, and certainly you have also briefly touched upon what were the changes that you guys saw in yourselves. Specifically, I would want to ask you guys, what significant changes did you notice in your personal and professional life after graduating from Kautilya? Because this a this a reason that I'm asking it. Apart from professional lives, Kautilya shapes you because it has shaped me. It's my second year here. It shapes you personally as well. The way you talk to people, the way it gives you confidence, right kind of exposure, and everything. So, if you could touch upon that part, you before and you after Kautilya. Any of you can take this one.
I think I think on a personal level, I noticed a significant shift in how I approach problems and decisions. It taught me to think since systematically and critically. I began to see challenges not just an isolated events, but as a connected pieces of larger systems. I'll give you an example. Let's say if I came across a local community that is facing unemployment issues, I no longer think only about job creation. I consider thinking about the education facilities in the area, the transportation facilities in the area, or any other social system supports that are existing in that. These are all part of the solution. This perspective influenced my personal decision making, making me more thoughtful and analytical in everyday life. It's also certainly make me more empathetic, because on a regular basis in class we engage on topics like inequality, healthcare, education. These kind of discussions during the studies gave me heightened awareness of how policies impact real lives. This shaped how I interacted with others, encouraging me to listen more and consider different perspectives. This is the personal level change I observed clearly on myself before Kautilya and after Kautilya.
Yeah. Anything from you, Prashant?
Yeah.
On the same note?
So
Yeah.
on the same note, I'll say, as Kaushik was saying, he got that kind of understanding. In terms of my, see, I came from Vidarbha, the region where drought and everything is there, highest farmer societies have been happening and everything. So that social understanding I had. But at the same time, what I learned there, the most important thing was critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I was not like kind of bug कि जिसने किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया तो I don't think ये नहीं ये right है और ये wrong है. But the thing is, even though if someone is putting their thoughts on the table, you need to understand first कि कोई resource है इसको या कुछ है. The understanding of that level I got there, I think, and it is helping me actually right now when I deal with the politicians or some social leaders or anyone else. I get that kind of understanding to understand their perspective first. It doesn't matter what's their ideology or what's their thinking about any social group or any other gender or anything. It doesn't matter. First and most important thing is keep what's the main thinking behind it. Understand it first, and then a systematic change you do. It means you become the part of that change. You just at least you try something. I think that thing I learned there, because before Kautilya I was like कि नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता. Whatever I'm saying, I have the evidences and all, and यही होगा, right? But the most important thing, as I told you, I learned there to understand others' perspective, at least to listen them first, to think on it critically, most important, and then react on it. I think that's the most important skill. Actually, I'll say the personal change is also there. And in terms of academics, or even though Kaushik is there or so many classmates are there, the first year or the first day of mine was lucky. I was only able to speak. My name is Prashant Rathod, and I can do this, and I'm from this area. After that, I was not able to even understand what professor is saying, or जब मैं reading पढ़ रहा था, I was not able to understand anything. So at least that kind of understanding I got there. So those kind of skills, the communication and everything. So I think that's the most important personal change I got there.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's great how this institution, yeah,
Just closing thought. So I
sure,
think it's the biggest change will be the sense of purpose. So the program just don't give you skills. It solidifies your commitment to creating meaningful impact through the policy work or any other work that you do. It solidifies your commitment to creating impact.
definitely. Great, great, amazing. And the next and the last segment that we have for today, before we open it for some Q&A that will coming from the audience, is advice for current and prospective students. And as I'm about to pass out from here, I think Tehniyat is the better person to ask you this question. This,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Prashant and Kaushik, I would like to ask you a question. So, what would be your suggestions for the current students and the upcoming students at Kautilya School of Public Policy? Where should be focusing on more? And often I have seen, like, oftentimes some of my classmates, they raise this employability questions. And so, what would be your suggestions from your side?
Shik, you want to try first?
Okay. For everything you're asking me, you're putting me on spot, Prashant.
No, it is just a formality. Otherwise, I can go first without asking you.
Yeah, you go first. This.
Okay, no problem. So I'll go with the class environment and all. As I know that the most important thing what happens in the class there is class participation. Don't miss that. If you don't understand anything, no problem. Ask someone else कि ये क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं बता दे भाई. Or I'm not able to understand this subject. At least after class, ask someone. But participate in the class because that's the most important thing. वही तो है which can develop you, which can at least uh, uh, make you to think critically about any subject. It doesn't matter who is standing there. It doesn't matter कि expert है or he is a guest lecturer, he knows everything, no problem. But ask something. Try to understand first. And I think जितने ज़्यादा लोग बोलेंगे क्लास में, that class will become most beautiful class for that subject. So I think that's the most important thing. हमारे क्लास में तो ऐसा होता था कि we used to say कि अरे भाई बस कर दे, don't ask again. After every minute, someone used to just
Just the
sir
mic.
ये नहीं बता दो, ये बता दो, वो बता दो, and whole class was like कि 70 minutes, 5 minutes on the slide and 70 minute discussion only. But I think that was the great thing happened with us. So that's the first thing. Second thing, guys, just open up yourself. Whatever your ideology is there, whatever your thinking is there, just put it on the table. Let try to understand someone else. They'll also understand that because that's the another thing to make you a social animal. That makes us a human. Na? The first thing happened with us was the critical thinking. The second thing was society, right? If you guys are there, so don't just divide in the groups ki I can't talk with those guys and these guys and that I'm alone and I'm happy and I know everything. If you are such kind of baggage, like you are having such kind of baggages there, then I think you are at the wrong place, guys. That's second thing. Third thing, guys, uh, the clubs you see there, whether it is podcast or Safarnama or any other club, just participate in it because that will help you to reduce your frustration. Otherwise, you will be just like कि class से आ गए machine जैसा पढ़ लो, just go back to the class. To refresh your mind, I think club is the main thinking, and don't limit yourself for your cohort only. Geetam have around 20,000 plus students. They have so many professors also. If someone is interested in sociology, go to the sociology department, have a conversation with those students, make them friend, talk to their professors and all, understand that kind of sit in their lecture sometime, just try to understand what they do there and all. If someone is interested in Gandhi and all, so Gandhi study is also there. So what I'm saying, don't limit yourself. if world is open for you guys, so don't just try to limit in that only one floor. Just expand, because unless and until if you are not open to others, then your progress or growth, what we can say, it will be like that only. Those 40 students or 50 or 60 students, whatever we say, you will be limited to those only, right? So just have a conversation with the other guys. Go outside and have a conversation with biryani wala एक बार. कैसे बनाते हो बिरयानी भाई and all. Just try to understand मंदी किस तरह से बनती है वहाँ पे. Why it is in Hyderabad, which Irani, right? Dish. So that's
Once
what
you try mandi, I think you forget biryani. Mandi is that tasty.
yeah. So that I'll say.
Yeah. So Kaushik, what would be your suggestions?
I think Prashant stole my whatever I had in my mind. Prashant stole, but yeah, I'll add to him. So there is one thing I would say to current students or whoever the prospective students are, when you are trying to reach out to somebody for help, I think make sure that you're reaching to a person who was in the path of what you want to do, not to way ahead. Let's say you're reaching to some person, if you want to be a consultant, don't try to reach to a partner in a consulting firm. Try to reach out to a associate consultant level person, where just like the person who is 2 steps ahead of you, not like 10 steps ahead of you. If you try to reach out to 10 step a person who is 10 steps ahead of you, they might forget the journey that they had in the last 9 steps. So if it is just the person who is like 2 steps ahead of you, they'll be the right persons to guide you, because they just did that. So they'll give you practical advice which you can do and implement. Yeah, as Prashant said, keep open, do participate, be express yourself. Yeah, that's
I
it.
just want to add one thing, Kaushik. Last year students are there. Akshit, I'll say if someone wants to try independently, right, for placements, I'll say that guy should start like time तो चला गया है, एक
Mhm.
साल लग जाता है पूरा to find whatever you want independently. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If you want to do something, keep okay, no problem. Your expert area and all, the case people will try. Obviously, they'll get one or two. But let's say you wanna go in million nuggets, right?
Mhm.
So this too you have to try on your own. As Kaushik said, you have to do cold calls and all. But along with that, you need to understand that this thing will take time. This will give you frustration and everything. This will make you depressed. I have been trying for last 3, 4, 5 months. I'm not getting any kind of answer from anywhere. So the first thing, if someone is thinking that I'm from Kautilya and market is open for me and everyone is waiting for me, I'll say at some point yes, because they are also interested to hire you guys, because they also want to know keep what kind of thing or what kind of material is right now coming out of Kautilya, and they have seen first batch result in the market right now. But the most important thing, don't forget that you are also a student and you guys have
Yeah.
competition, right? And it means it will take time little bit. So don't just rely on the placement office and all, because they'll do their work. But
Yeah.
you went there to achieve something on your own, right? You're not just now a 12 pass or graduate student. So just try for that, I think I'll say.
Makes sense. Makes sense
Well
completely.
noted,
Thank
your
you for the
points.
advice.
Yeah. So I think Akshit, we do have time constraints. So what's the time by your watch?
Yeah, we are a bit beyond time, but I think we can take one or two questions from the feed as well. People are asking some questions. So Prashant and Kaushik, if you can access the Q&A section, if you would want to take those questions, select the questions yourselves, maybe one question per alumni, or if you want me to pick questions and give it to you quickly.
Okay, I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
Can any final year BTech student join the program?
Yeah, I
So
was literally selecting this question for you, Kaushik. You are the right person to come from that background. And I would like to add on to this question, like what actually triggered you to do MPP from engineering? I mean, how was your transition process? Like, was it a smooth or how difficult it was for you from engineering to MPP?
Uh, it's difficult. It's not easy. But the thing is, when you have, as I said in my intro, when you have that sense of like purposeful work that you want to do, you'll make that call. So it's just that sheer purpose or sense of purpose that wants me to do something impactful, that made me the choice to shift gears from engineering to public policy. So yeah, you can always do that only if you have the right purpose for impact. If you really want to do something, go there and change the lives or do something which will give you ultimately the satisfaction. You may be engineer, you may be doctor, whoever it is, you can come study this and then go there and then you can do that.
Rightly said. You have clarity in your head where you want to land, you just go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Prashant, would you have you picked a question for yourself?
I think I saw one question. How do you prepare for Kautilya, right? So
Yeah.
the first thing, like I think first cycle will start, right? Akshay? First cycle of Kautilya, admission cycle of Kautilya.
Yes.
Will start.
It must have already been started.
It will be open for all. Anyone can apply from there. And then you guys get 4 questions, then you fill it, then you get interview link, then you give interview, then you get, if you are applying for scholarship, then you get scholarship. So this is the procedure, right? But what I see from like from pass out from a pass out student from Kautilya, and even though I have that experience also when I was applying for Kautilya, the first batch, the most important thing, if someone is applying for Kautilya, if if they are thinking that they'll just jump in Kautilya, after Kautilya they'll get 25 or 30 lakh ka package, and that's why Kautilya is the best place. I'll say, guys, just forget it. I'm not saying that you aren't, like, you won't get that kind of package. We had a, like, our batchmate who got 42 lakh annual package, right? So money part is different, even though the position part is different. The most important thing, why do you want to do public policy? Because you are going there to learn public, right, about the policy. So that's the most important thing. So first identify that. Why do you want to do? If you don't have interest, then just don't make efforts. Otherwise, if you just want to invest your 2 years in a premium institute, so no problem, it's your choice. But I'll say first, literally, honestly, ask yourself, why do you want to do? Once you are clear with that, then the questions you see there, that will be really, really meaningful for you. Otherwise, you can go to ChatGPT and just get the answers, paste it there. Then when you will upload there, obviously, plagiarism will check and everything. But my my most important point is, guys, understand why do you want to do, and then once you will understand this, why do you want to do, the question, what do you want to do after that, that you will understand, right? And where you want to do and everything, that kind of thing. So obviously, if you're thinking about public policy right now, I'll say, even in the India, KSPP is the best institution. Right now, I think we have around 10 to 20 premium institutions in India. And if you are comparing KSPP with any other institution, I'll say the comparison itself is wrong, because the kind of course structure or the facilities or the kind of cohort you're getting there, it's equivalent to Harvard Kennedy or any other best institute. Because once you can do the, you can check on Coursera and all, you will see the same kind of infra of their classrooms and all, the lecture or the kind of content you're getting in the class, the same thing you will get in Kautilya. So that's what I'm seeing. In terms of that comparison, you can do that thing. But most important, first understand why do you want to do. Then the questions you see there, that will be really easy for you. And I think if someone want to apply for it, the current batch or even the Kautilya have that admission series right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
They can reach out. They can reach out to them. They
Hmm.
can just check on LinkedIn. They can connect to us. We'll help them. So this kind of thing. And obviously, everyone will help. I think no one will say no कि मैं help नहीं कर सकता. If someone is reaching out, it will take time because everyone is busy in their work. But obviously, they will help in their capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, rightly said, Prashant, rightly said. And I see a lot of inquiry level questions. I think you guys can reach out to the admissions team on the Quarterly website or LinkedIn, wherever you want to. Apart from that, we have a time constraint. And before that, I would just like to address this question because it is close to me. Somebody from BA Political Science Honors is asking this question, that can they get a high paying job like economics specialization people get here? So what I simply want to just say that in Kautilya, even I could, coming from a political science background, I can specialize in economics as well. So the scope is very open, and I can specialize in, like, I can use my background of political science in policy, and I'm currently specializing in ESG and climate policy. And yeah, it's been great for me. So yeah, if you have any hesitations, you can reach out to me or any of our people. As Prashant rightly mentioned, no, everybody is there to help you guys. Yeah, so this brings us to the end of this session, and I would say it was really enlightening and insightful to talk to both of you, Prashant and Kaushik. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for creating time out of your busy schedules, and thank you, Tehaniat, my co-moderator. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you so
brings
much,
us to the end of this.
Prashant and Kaushik.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, you guys. Just a thing, whoever is watching this session, if you guys need any help, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or wherever, or Prashant or any of the Kautilya students. Everybody will be open to help you guys.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
All the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.